Alright, so I said I would do a video due to our quarantining times, that I would show a video to help parents who are stuck at home, and if your internet's down, you're not getting access to what your teacher needs you to do, here's what we can do in the meantime to at least feel like we have a little bit of control of what's going on. I know everyone is stressed out, or maybe you're not, and students are probably at home going, yay, I don't have to do anything, I can play my video games, woo! Well, here's a way to put some structure into the day that includes a little bit of some academic work, also fulfilling some, not falling behind for the next school year. In fact, this is a perfect opportunity. You can probably get ahead because you can work at your own pace. And you can also utilize these resources in the future. This is not something that's just for while you're in quarantine. Every time that we start a school year, we have to know exactly what's going on. The teachers need to provide a lesson plan for the school year. They follow the Sunshine State Standards, which is on CPALMS website. I will show you that in another video. But for right now, I'm going to show you, I'm going to use Volusia County as the example. And if you want to follow Volusia County, if you're in Seminole County or Orange County, you don't have anything like this, maybe this will help you. I don't know. Let's find out together. So you're going to go into your Google. Just go to google.com. You're going to type in, I'm in Volusia County, math syllabus. I'm typing in math syllabus. I already know what the outcome is going to be, but I'm going to click on Curriculum Maps, Volusia County Schools. It's going to take me to the home page for the curriculum. Alright, you can search by the title, so you can do the title here, or you can do the course number. So this is helpful for if you still have your original schedule from the beginning of the school year. Chances are you won't, but you can further filter by grade level. I highly suggest just, if you want to do that to begin with, great and wonderful, but don't forget that each of these syllabi that are provided for each grade is catered to that particular grade, and it might have information or resources that you could use for your student, and it may not be for that particular grade. Okay? What I mean is, if I go to 9th grade, I have Algebra 1, Algebra 1 Honors, Algebra 1A, Algebra 1B, Algebra 2, and Algebra 2 Honors. So depending on what math your student is in, you're going to have to be diligent in picking the right one. Okay? Now, if I've been tutoring math for quite a bit. That's English, reading, and writing, and math. But math seems to be the more heavy-handed subject area because it can get pretty confusing pretty quick. So you click on it, and it gives you a syllabus. Okay, so this is at a glance. This is your at a glance. This is what's happening from the first, second, third, fourth quarter. These are the Sunshine State Standards and the focus areas for each 9 weeks. You can download it. You can print it out. You can prepare for the FSA. You know that 40% of it's going to be algebra modeling, and another 40% is going to be functions and modeling. The last 19% is going to be statistics and the number system. Okay, so that means as you're learning, understand that you're going to be expected to apply this in these areas at a proficient level. Okay? At the end of the school year, your teachers usually prepare you for the next math level. So just know that your assignments and your subject area stuff don't stop here. You're going to need to do some geometry stuff. And guess what? Because there's nothing here, guess what you need to do? You're going to go back, since it's Geometry Jumpstart, you're going to go back into this, and you're going to go into 10th grade, Geometry. It has the course number. It's the same as the one, the numbers are the same, but I don't know if the syllabus is set up the same way or organized in the same manner. So I'm not going to play around with that because that's not the purpose of the video. It is organized horizontally. First, second, third, and fourth, 9 weeks or quarter. And see, you then know what needs to happen for the next time. As you notice, they have 3 levels at the bottom, so I'm going to go back. Oops, too far. So I'm going to go into 9th grade algebra. If your student's in 7th grade or 8th grade and they're in algebra, just go into the algebra. You don't have to go by grade level. Use a subject area to guide you in that particular instance, because I actually forgot that 7th grade doesn't have algebra, and the middle school that I was tutoring at, they start algebra in 7th grade and they were in geometry by 8th grade. So this is not necessarily something that's cookie cutter. It's going to follow all guidelines. You do have to apply some type of sensibility towards the subject area versus a grade level in these instances. So if you click on Algebra 1, it is set up very similar to the Geometry one. Okay, so at least that's a little bit streamlined. But this is all high school level. I clicked on, this is just a regular math, 7th grade math one. So this is access, so this is your basic math for 7th grade, okay? It is set up slightly differently, but the information is just being displayed visually in a different way. And they actually have more information here. You actually have hyperlinks that are directly connected to the Sunshine State Standards. So if I click on this, it's going to take me to the CPALMS page. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing a CPALMS video, because this one, these are not, you can't click on these. They're not going to take you anywhere. But what I do like is both of these have the whole year mapped out for the week and how many days they're going to be spending on the subject area. Like I said, this is something that can be used every year, not just because we're in quarantine or this particular moment. You can have access to this every year, and it goes through each 9 weeks. So we're in the 4th quarter. 10 days, the first 10 days of the 4th quarter, we're talking about summary of functions and additional functions. The next 15 days was on statistics. And then the rest of the 9 weeks is FSA, review the information before, and then introducing them to some basic geometry concepts to prepare them for the next math level that they're going to be in. So this is how you would look at the syllabus to prepare you. Math Nation is great. Not every school uses Math Nation. Not every school uses the McGraw-Hill textbook. But this is just to show you that the teachers and the schools in this particular district were organizing themselves for this particular class to follow the guideline in this manner. 7th grade is a little bit different. It does not have the textbook. It doesn't have the website Math Nation. It's just basic 7th grade math. But you have the hyperlinks. So there are always pros and cons for each syllabus, but understand these are resources for you to use no matter what your grade level is. So if you have a student that's having difficulty with a skill that would be in 7th grade math, or something that you know that they did in 7th grade math and they're in 9th grade, you can go back to these for more practice. It's better to understand or have a full understanding of a particular math skill or a skill set that's being done, and it's relying on something that a foundational math concept that was taught in an earlier school year or earlier grade level. So that you need to go back to that to do a review. And you're in the privacy of your own home. There's no shame in going back and wanting to understand math. There have been times where I've had to go to 8th grade pre-algebra syllabus to see how they're teaching it there, to understand why the algebra skill set later on that's related to this particular skill is taught in a certain way. Because if the student is being taught 2 or 3 different methods on how to solve a math problem, then you need to go back and figure out how they're teaching it, what method and strategy they're trying to reinforce, because the Common Core math stuff can be very confusing. I don't understand some of it myself. I go back to the way I was taught, but then if a lesson comes up and I don't have the time to look up how it was taught before, I teach it my way. And then when I see them again, I say, hey, I looked up that particular method, and I think that what your teacher was trying to do is this. And I usually get a better a result out of that. Most of the teachers, if they see they went to a tutor or the student explains to them that the tutor taught them a certain way, it doesn't usually have a negative connotation. I think that it's a relief to a lot of teachers to see that students are trying to grasp the skill or the math level where they're at, to make it make sense to them, to understand it better. So I've been encouraging students to open up to their teachers if they're seeking tutoring, or ask the teacher for tutoring advice, or stay after for tutoring, or to recommend a place for tutoring, so that they can get a little extra time to practice or apply. In most cases, it's just application. They need more math problems to really have it sink in. And if you have teenagers, some of them can be pretty thick-headed. So it takes a minute for them to just settle down and do a couple extra problems, because they have things in their life that are a little bit more important to them. But other than that, I am done in showing you how this works. Seminole County has something very similar. Orange County just tells you to go to CPALMS. So my next video is going to be talking about CPALMS. Feel free to let me know if there's any information that I didn't cover, or if anything I said was confusing. Any comments, please leave me directly, because I want to make sure that I'm at least helping. I don't want to confuse people.